they've always outweighed the bad. I'm traveling down life's long, lonesome highway, thinking about yesterday. I don't worry about what tomorrow brings me. Tomorrow may not get here anyway.
Sometimes is wrong. Don't think bad of me for being so foolish. Just listen to the words of this song. Oh, I'm traveling down life's long, lonesome highway, thinking about yesterday. I don't worry about what tomorrow brings me. Tomorrow may not get here anyway. And a song in my heart from living my life day to day. God gave me this life to live and be happy, and the good Lord's the one that'll take it away. I'm traveling down life's long, lonesome highway, thinking about yesterday. I don't worry about what tomorrow brings me. Tomorrow may not get here anyway. I'm traveling down life's long, lonesome highway, thinking about yesterday. I don't worry about what tomorrow brings me. Tomorrow may not get here anyway. Oh no, tomorrow may not get here anyway. To build a life with you. You've shown me that it's not what you want. My love's not right for you. But still I can't help hoping that you it hurts me so why can't I go? I'm still in love with you. Say goodbye, so please don't sit and cry and pretend you care. My love you never shared, you've proved your heart's untrue. And yet I go on believing my hopes and dreams will one day be shared. But for now I'll be all alone, 'cause I'm still in love with you. Oh, it hurts me so, so why can't I go? 'Cause I'm still in love with you. Don't hold me so close, you start me to hurtin', 'cause I'm falling in love with you, it's certain. Don't you say that you love me till you've made up your mind, 'cause it's hard to be sure in such a short time. In such a short time, you taught me to love you. I'm laying my feelings for you on the line. If you think you love me, search deep in your mind, for it's hard to be sure in such a short time. First time I saw you, I just couldn't speak. You left me so breathless, and my knees were so weak. I knew what was happening, Lord, I knew all the time, but it's hard to be sure such a short time. In such a short time, you taught me to love you. I'm laying my feelings for you on the line. Now if you think you love me, search deep in your mind, for it's hard to be sure in such a short time. Yes, it's hard to be sure in such a short time.
Railroad, sleeping on the ground, eating soda crackers, 10 cents a pound. Big boy
Mastin we dance around.
In a faraway land, I'm living in dreams. So often at times I'm with you, it seems. But I know that I'm dreaming when I think of you. In foggy old London across the deep blue. Deep blue in the ocean, it's so deep and wide. And I've got an ocean, I'll cross it tonight. And I'll fly like a bluebird up there in the sky. In foggy old London, I'll find my blue eyes. When your letter came, I opened to find that you had been crying while writing each line. But you never mentioned no reason for tears. And foggy old London is so far from here. Deep blue in the ocean, it's so deep and wide. And I've got an ocean, I'll cross it tonight. And I'll fly like a bluebird up there in the sky. In foggy old London, I'll find my blue eyes. Deep blue in the ocean, it's so deep and wide. And I've got an ocean, I'll cross it tonight. And I'll fly like a bluebird up there in the sky. In foggy old London, I'll find my blue eyes. In foggy old London, I'll find my blue eyes.
lots of work that's gotta be done. Working in the hay and hoeing in the cornfield, mountain man's work is never done. That old gray mule is ready and waiting, standing at the gate in the old barnyard. He'll have hay and oats for breakfast, that's why that old mule works so hard. Mountain folks, everybody calls us mountain folks. Whole lot of work for a little bit of pay. Everybody calls us mountain folks. Everybody calls us mountain folks. Had to make a living for 9 little children. Papa and Mama died when we were young. We don't care what people calls us. Look at the work our hands have done. We go out to milk feed the hogs and the chickens, bright and early day after day. It's a hard life, but it's a living. We really wouldn't have it any other way. Mountain folks, everybody calls us mountain folks. Whole lot of work for a little bit of pay. Everybody calls us mountain folks. Everybody calls us mountain folks. Mountain folks, everybody calls us mountain folks. A lot of work for a little bit of pay. Everybody calls us mountain folks. Everybody calls us mountain folks. Everybody calls us mountain folks. Crimes there on the cross, that you and I would not be lost. For all our sins his blood atoned. He bled and died there all alone. If you believe the holy word, your voice and glory will be heard. It will be heard, his blood for all. His blood for all. The world atoned. When life is o'er, heaven will call home. Between two thieves, our Savior died. For this world's sins was crucified. If you believe his holy word, in the book of life your story's heard. If you believe the holy word, your voice and glory will be heard. It will be heard, his blood for all. His blood for all. The world atoned. When life is o'er, heaven will call home. If you just call upon his name, he'll carry your load, he'll bear your shame, he'll save your soul forevermore. If you just knock on heaven's door. If you believe the holy word, your voice and glory will be heard. It will be heard, his blood for all. His blood for all. The world atoned. When life is o'er, heaven will call home. If you believe the holy word, your voice and glory will be heard. It will be heard, his blood for all. His blood for all. The world atoned. When life is o'er, heaven will call home. saw a little boy crying as though his heart would break, standing barefoot in the middle of the street.
I was left on the street with no shoes upon my feet when I saw my mom and daddy drive away. Now I'm not old enough to know very much myself, but I saw my mom and daddy drive away.
Stopped the traffic, then he went up to the boy and he asked him gently, "Where do you belong?" The little boy stopped crying. With trembling lips he said, "I'm not big enough to know just what went wrong."
I was left on the street with no shoes upon my feet when I saw my mom and daddy drive away. Now I'm not old enough to know very much myself, but I saw my mom and daddy drive away.
Happy now with a new mom and dad. His new dad is the policeman on the beat. And though he can't forget that awful day, it doesn't seem to hurt so bad. He has a brand new pair of shoes upon his feet.
I was left on the street with no shoes upon my feet when I saw my mom and daddy drive away. Now I'm not old enough to know very much myself, but I saw my mom and daddy drive away. But I saw my mom and daddy drive away.
There was a girl in my hometown with hair of gold and eyes so brown, and I begged her so, my bride to be, but she said she'd never marry me. We went out for a Sunday walk down by the river. We stopped and talked, then I plunged a knife into her breast. "Don't kill me," was her last request. I took her by her golden curls and I dragged her where deep water swirls. Another man's bride she'll never be, 'cause she's in her grave in the watery deep. I went back home but could not sleep, for thinking of the one in the watery deep. And I knew that I could never tell that I'd murdered the one that I loved so well. I left my home before daylight. I had not slept throughout the night, and I crossed the river where my darling sleeps, and her voice cried out from the watery deep, "Come love and stay with me tonight. It's dark down here, there is no light, but it's peaceful here, and you can sleep down here with me in the watery deep, forevermore in the watery deep." but mine. Now Mama, she's dead and in heaven, and Papa has gone there, I know. Sister, she's gone to be with them, and where I'll go, nobody knows. You're as sweet as the flowers in springtime, just as pure as the dew upon the rose. And I'd rather be somebody's darling than an old man that nobody knows. So goodbye, goodbye, little darling. I'm leaving this cruel world behind, and promise me that you will never be nobody's darling but mine, and be nobody's darling but mine. In my dear old southern home, I was happy as I could be, where the mockingbird sings me to sleep every night in a little old log cabin by the sea. Yodelay, 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 oh, yodelay, odey-olay, yodelay, oh, yodelay, yodelay. There is mother and dear old dad. When I left, I know it made them sad. Oh, I'm going back to that dear old shack where I spent many happy days as a lad. Yodey-olay, oh, odelay, odelay, oh, odelay, odey-olay, odelay, oh, odelay, odelay. Goodbye, friends, I'm leaving today. Yes, my friends, I'm a-going far away, and I'll be happy as can be on my dear old mother's knee in a little old log cabin by the sea. Yodey-olay, oh, odelay, odelay, oh, odelay, odey-olay, oh, odelay, odelay.
Met you, you smiled at me and looked so sweet. You made me think you cared about me, but you never said that you loved me. I'm waiting to hear you call me darling. loved you. Don't you make me lonely all these years.
Now maybe I took too much for granted to think you could ever love me. Please, oh please don't try to fool me. All you cause is misery. I'm waiting to hear you call me darling. I'm waiting to hear you call me dear. You know that I have always loved you. Don't you make me lonely all these years. I'm waiting to hear you call me darling. I'm waiting to hear you call me dear. You know that I have always loved you. Don't you make me lonely all these years. Don't you make me lonely all these years.
Back there to settle down. I love those Carolina mountains and the little girl I left behind. But I know I'll never forget her. Oh, how I long to make her mine. I look out my window and wonder everything there looked the same. I could see the blue eyes of my darling. I'm going back there to change her name. I love those Carolina mountains and the little girl I left behind. But I know I'll never forget her. Oh, how I long to make her mine. I love those Carolina mountains and the little girl I left behind. But I know I'll never forget her. Oh, how I long to make her mine. Oh, how I long to make her mine. Oh, how I long to make her mine.
He said, if you love me, feed my sheep. He said, if you love me, feed my sheep. There's 99 safe in the fold, but some are straying in the cold. He said, if you love me, feed my sheep. Tell me who did Jesus mean when he gave this urgent plea? Tell me who did Jesus mean? Was it you or was it me? There's 99 safe in the fold, but some are straying in the cold. He said, if you love me, feed my sheep. He said, if you love me, feed my sheep. He said, if you love me, feed my sheep. He knew that his lambs would hungry grow, and chilling winds would often blow. He said, if you love me, feed my sheep. Tell me who did Jesus mean when he gave this urgent plea? Tell me who did Jesus mean? Was it you or was it me? There's 99 safe in the fold, but some are straying in the cold. He said, if you love me, feed my sheep. He said, if you love me, feed my sheep. He said, if you love me, feed my sheep. Well, Peter and James and John are gone, but we their work must carry on. He said, if you love me, feed my sheep. Tell me who did Jesus mean when he gave this urgent plea? Tell me who did Jesus mean? Was it you or was it me? There's 99 safe in the fold, but some are straying in the cold. He said, if you love me, feed my sheep.